In the summer of 2026, the FIFA World Cup will expand to 48 teams playing 104 matches across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The physical footprint of the tournament dwarfs any single sporting event in modern history, placing an immense logistical load on the 16 host cities. Philadelphia is positioned to capture a major piece of this traffic. The city secured 6 matches at Lincoln Financial Field, including a knockout stage game on the 4th of July, alongside a massive million-square-foot fan fest at Lemon Hill. The tournament is also colliding with a uniquely dense calendar of simultaneous local events. The city will be celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States, arriving just weeks after the region hosts the PGA Championship. For municipal governments, securing a lineup of events like this comes with a baseline assumption: a guaranteed massive surge in consumer spending. Mayors and city councils authorize heavy infrastructure and security spending based on these projections. For the host cities, 2026 is built into the budget as a historic financial windfall. The entire mega event model relies on millions of visitors packing downtown areas and spending freely. Then, late last month, the World Football Governing Body abruptly canceled roughly 2,000 hotel rooms in Philadelphia. Overnight, 20% of the rooms reserved by organizers vanished from the books, and it is not an isolated incident. In early March, reports broke that FIFA had dropped 40% of its reserved hotel rooms in Mexico City, releasing hundreds of bookings back into the wild. The logistical friction is spreading beyond hotels, too. New Jersey, which is hosting the World Cup final, lost its planned Liberty State Park Fan Fest entirely due to federal security funding delays. On paper, the biggest sporting event on the planet looks like it is facing a logistical meltdown.
But the panic over empty hotel rooms is actually a misinterpretation of a hidden corporate mechanism. The mass cancellations in Philadelphia and Mexico City are not a crisis. They are the result of a standard corporate practice known as strategic overbooking. When cities bid to host the tournament, organizers force them to block massive chunks of hotel inventory. In Philadelphia, the initial agreement required the city to reserve nearly 10,000 rooms years in advance to accommodate officials, staff, and technical personnel. These contracts are distinctly one-sided. They include a zero-penalty opt-out clause granted exclusively to FIFA, allowing the organization to shrink its massive room block without paying any cancellation fees. This leads to the 120-day rule. Around 4 months before kickoff, exact staffing and VIP requirements finally crystallize. At that point, the governing body simply dumps its excess, unneeded inventory back into the city's open market. What looks like a sudden logistical failure to the public is actually a highly efficient, risk-free inventory control mechanism. It shifts the burden of empty rooms away from the organization and onto the local market. Despite the alarming headlines, the local hospitality industry is not panicking. Hotel associations understand the mechanics of the mega event bid and expect this exact timeline. While holding blocked inventory limits early sales, hotel operators know the dumped rooms will be instantly absorbed. The sheer volume of traveling transient fans guarantees overwhelming consumer demand as the match dates approach. In fact, hotels prefer this outcome. The rooms initially blocked by FIFA were secured years ago at discounted group rates. Now, those same rooms can be listed on the open market at premium, last-minute prices. The dumped rooms do not represent lost revenue. They trigger a secondary, highly profitable market phase for local hospitality, turning a perceived cancellation crisis into a financial advantage. The phantom hotel crisis will resolve itself. The rooms will fill, and the downtown areas of host cities will still hit maximum capacity. This chart shows standard monthly municipal revenue compared against a massive, isolated spike, representing the projected economic impact of the World Cup. In Philadelphia alone, the tournament is expected to generate $770 million in economic activity and support over 6,600 jobs. The release of the corporate block means everyday traveling fans now finally have the opportunity to book prime downtown accommodations that were previously gatekept by the organizers. The local economic machine will churn exactly as intended. The tourists will arrive, the hotels will maximize their nightly rates, and the original financial promise made to local businesses will be fulfilled. But there is real logistical friction threatening the 2026 World Cup. It is just hidden behind the hotel non-story. Recently, FIFA slashed its own operating budget by $100 million. This internal cut directly affects planning for safety, logistics, and accessibility across the tournament. This budget reduction forces host cities to scale back their own operations. New Jersey, responsible for the immense footprint of MetLife Stadium, has already scaled back FanFest plans due to delayed federal security funding. Traveling fans face real-world deterrents, too. Visa processing delays are compounding, and it was recently revealed that ICE, the United States agency responsible for immigration and customs enforcement, will be physically present at matches, adding a severe layer of friction for international tourists. In the volatile game of mega-event economics, the governing body holds the ultimate power to dictate the terms. They can easily shift their own financial and logistical risks downward, leaving local municipalities to foot the bill and manage the actual fallout.